Anyway, are you ready? I'm ready.
Yep.
Modi ore te whānau, no mai hoki mai. Welcome back to the practice run, your frontline pass at the heart of sports section. Brought to you by 99 Dreams, inspiring others to chase their dreams. With your hosts, Rawiri, Tukoirangi, and Sam Tirangi, we're diving deep into the thrilling world of the NRL and Rugby League today, and who knows where the game will take us tomorrow. From the try line to the sideline, we've got you covered.
So strap in as we tackle the big plays, the game-changing moments, and the stories that define legends. Whether you're a seasoned vet or this is your first hit-up, the practice run is for everyone. Every run, every tackle, every win, experience the rush with us.
With exclusive insights, couch analysis, and a touch of humour, the practice run is here to keep you entertained, informed, and part of our practice squad. Because here, every practice run takes us one step closer to glory. The practice squad, where every listener is MVP, powering our play every episode, every day.
We'd also like to give thanks to 99 Dreams for powering our passion. Now let's kick things off with today's lineup.
Yes, after that 5-minute intro, we're now going to dive into today's episode. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't even know how many takes we took to get that done. But there's 7 minutes that didn't even make this cut. We stopped it, repeated it, and this is like 5-minute intro. But it'll be cut down and it'll look professional and sound great. So what we're up to today, look, Tu is back in the studio with us after his short hiatus away in Australia. So we're going to tap in and hear how that went. As you can see, Sam's still here. So that means we now have our third man, ladies and gentlemen. Remember Tu and I were talking about it a little while ago, saying how cool would it be? Maybe we'll look to get someone in next year. Well, next year came a little bit early. Christmas came early, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to see how this works. It's going to be a little bit of, what's the word, teething phases as we figure out how to work within each other's sort of capacity and how we can flow off of one another. Sam and I, we've built some great rapport over the past couple of days. We've got some good chemistry. Everyone knows me and Tu got good chemistry on this show. So we're going to see how well we combine those chemistries and personalities, to say the least. Then we've got our big plays and paydays coming in. But you know, ladies and gentlemen, we always got to start the show off with paper, scissors, rock. Now it's a little bit different now. There's 3 of us. We can't just like raw dog it and, you know, just be weird like a John Key handshake after a 2011 Rugby World Cup. What we're going to do is winner stays on. So whoever wins today's paper, scissors, rock will play me on Monday, and then the winner stays on and plays the off person every other episode. So you'll kind of get a gauge of who's winning, who's on a hot streak by who's playing the most games. But remember, we don't actually keep score here. We just do it for the lols. It works just like a paper beats rock, rock beats a scissor, and a scissor beats a paper. We talked about this the other day, Sam and I. We're just not happy with how this game works. Well, today, it's Tu versus Sam. Over to you, boys. 3, 2, 1, rock it off. You got to call it.
You call it.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. And then up. I don't even know what. Yeah.
He stole my move.
Yeah.
He stole my move.
I was like, hey, I said it before. I've gone paper every time, right? No, we're out here. We're bringing the scissors.
Hey, I rate that, man. Congrats, Sam, for your first win here on the practice run.
My revenge.
Brother. Well done.
My revenge.
Hey, that's all it takes, man. That's all it takes. Look, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new here, welcome. If you're like a regular listener, you'd notice that Tu's been missing, or, you know, you would remember a few episodes he said he was heading away to Brisbane for his HiRox challenge. So, brother, why don't you fill us in a little bit, man? What happened? What went on?
Yes, so yeah, I guess for anyone that's been listening, you would have known that yes, I had a HiRox event over in Aussie and Brizzy on Saturday, and it was hard, man. That was way harder than I expected. Shot over to Oz on Friday morning. Got there like 10 a.m. their time, and it was hot, like from the get-go. It felt like middle of the summer hot for us. And it wasn't that it was hot, it was humid as well, and I think that was the worst part. I was not prepared I figured it would be hot. I just didn't think it would be that humid. And the temperature over there was in the high 20s. I think we're talking like 27, 28, which was not ideal. Just got there, relaxed, caught up with the crew, did so much walking. I'm not a walker, and I think that's the most walking I've done in like forever. So the legs were already a little bit fried. Come to the day of competition, we were good. We started off fine, didn't feel any different, kind of stuck to our guns. And then after middle of I think the way it goes is that there's certain stations, right? So for those that don't know HiRox, pretty much what happens is that there's you have to do a 1K run followed by a workout station, and that just repeats 8 times. So you're doing 8 1K runs followed by 8 workout stations, and the stations kind of differ. Well, they're the same every time, so it always goes, or go the run, 1,000 meters on a ski erg, another run. You have to do a sled push, which the weight for open men's is like 150 kgs. Another 1K run. Then you have to do a pull, which is a little over 100 kgs. Another run. Then it's 80 meters of burpee ball jumps. And then after that, it goes 1,000 meters on the rower. After that, it's 200 meter farmer carries. The weight for open men is 24 kgs. Well, 48 in total. Like it's 24 kg kettlebell on each arm. Another run, and then it's 100 meters of sandbag lunges. That's 20 kgs, and then you finish it off with 100 wobbles. That's the only one that doesn't have the run after because you start on a run. The average time is like an hour and a half. It took me longer than that. I just died. We started off first run, easy as, got onto the ski erg, smoked that, felt good. Got onto another run. I'm passing people at this point. Go onto the sled push, which is like the 2 of the harder ones. The distance is short. It's only 50 meters for each. The way it works out, you just do 4 links in a straight line. So you go there, and back. That was not too bad. Did my run, got to the pool. The pool either it varies on the sled because sometimes the sled just won't move. And they might have to do with the shoes you're wearing or the carpet you get. Like it's kind of almost like a lottery on that one. Luckily for me, the sled did move. Felt pretty smooth too. Got that run. We hit the burpee ball jumps. I'm feeling pretty good at this point. We get to the end, and all I remember is me and this guy finished at the same time. And I looked at him, like we gave each other a high five. We took like 2 steps out of the zone, and I just remember like we both fell to like our knees pretty much. And it was pretty much downhill from there. Legs just started seizing up, and cramping at this point. I could barely even move. The runnings turned into like really, really slow jogging. There's this thing what's called a rock zone, which is like kind of a rest area. It's the gap between the running track and where each station is. So like the track's on the outside, think about it as like a loop. Like I guess if you go to like a track, the running would be done on a track, and then the inside of the track is where every station is. And there's like a different distance between coming off the track and to where each station is. Some stations might be 5 meters away from the start exit point. Others might be like 10, 20 meters away. So it just differs. And then that station's where the water zone. I stopped at the water station every time. So all the time we're practicing, they're like, don't go to the water station, just keep running through the rock zone. What do? Nope, stop at the water, have a drink, like a one to drink, one to chuck over me. But yeah, man, I just died. The running got worse and worse. I think there was a point there where I generally thought about quitting. It was bad, like really, really bad. I think there were a few people like checked in on me, like, you okay? I was like, nope. I was like, nope, not okay. But we'll keep moving. Did the farmer's carry and without dropping it, which I hadn't been able to do in training. I had to drop it every time. This one I actually did it unbroken, so I was happy about that. Lunges sucked. And then the last run I did, I literally had to walk half of it just because, I mean, you're doing 100 meters of lunges with a 20 kg sandbag on your back. Doing that fresh and having to run a K is hard enough. Doing it after, like, at this point, I'd gone for over an hour. I couldn't even jog at that point. I had to walk literally the first half lap. And then there's a section where, like, there's heaps of spectators. So at least I was able to, like, move through that. And then the point where there were no spectators, I just couldn't move. Ended up walking again. Got to the wall balls, finally smashed it out, crossed the line, finished it. Took me an hour, 42 minutes. So yeah, we got it done. I didn't have any, like, I didn't put a set time on it or anything like that. I knew it'd be hard, but I didn't think it'd be that hard. I think I was aiming for like I thought sub 140 would be doable, but tough. And yeah, sure enough, got a little bit over it. But it's all good. Like this, I can say I've done it now. We're gonna be doing another one, I think, in Melbourne at the end of the year. So I've got like 3 months to get ready for that.
Gee, how rich are you? Yeah, just
That's
traveling around the world. Gee.
not really that rich, but I was checking flights. The flights over aren't too bad. They're like less than 300 at the moment. It's the flight back because it's like literally the week before Christmas. The flight back's the one that's expensive, and it's like
Fuck, is that us boys?
600.
Just fly over, never come back.
So fuck it's. But yeah, a lot of learnings, man. A lot of learnings. Glad I did it. We'll definitely be back with a vengeance. I got to go back to Brisbane next year. I'm hoping for the same. What do they call it? Same conditions. So I want it to be just as hot. I'm hoping it running at the same time. I won't be dying next time. I can tell you that much. Definitely be more prepared for it. But yeah, it's good. It's out of the way. It's done. I couldn't quite make it to Suncorp Stadium. My legs were just shot. There was just no moving at all. It wasn't even in my thought process to like get out of the hotel. I think that next day it was just, I wasn't moving. Even after it, you could get me barely to move. I ended up going back to the hotel. There was one more crew from our lot racing at night. I didn't even think I would make it back, but I was like, I better go support them. Halfway there, realised I left my phone at the hotel. I was like, I can't turn back because if I went back to the hotel, pick up the phone, it would have been straight to sleep. I went back, supported the crew, and then literally the minute their race finished, everyone else hang around. What did I do? Laid a bolt. I went straight back to the hotel, fucking jumped in bed, I went to sleep. I was like, nah. I was like, the body is just not about it. It's, Thursday now, and my legs are still shot. Got to go see the physio on Monday. I think there might be a legit issue, because these legs just aren't recovering at all, which is a little bit worrying. But we got plenty of time to work on the next one, get away better time. Shout out to the boys for holding it down. Sam coming on board. So I'm pretty thankful that I could leave it in capable hands. And then go on from here. But it's done. It's finally over. I'm taking the next couple of weeks off before we get back into come up with a plan for this next one. But should be good.
Nice, brother. Nice. Congrats again on the mahi, G.
Congrats.
Look, I'm looking at flights, but it's not just the flights, man. It's the accommodation. It's the cost of existing over there. Gee, that's like $3,000, brother.
Because
your boy don't got.
I got my uncle's over there. My uncle and I got a couple cousins over there. I didn't know where they were in Aussie, and then I hit up a cousin and they were like, I'm pretty sure they're in Melbourne. I was like, oh, sweet. So I hit up the uncle, I think this morning actually. I was like, Uncle, I might be coming over December. Like, are you going to be around? His reply was like, Cherniff, come over. Yep, I'll be around. I was like, oh, sweet.
Yeah. You going to take a bag of watercress over?
So I'm like, oh, I don't know. Nah, I don't think they'll get through customs.
Google it. Surely.
I don't think they let you take food over.
Yeah, Aussie's pretty tough, eh?
But how my cousin gets whitebait sent to Perth?
Or maybe whitebait's a little bit different. I think it's because watercress and it might be something to do with dirt. Because I remember
our dirt won't survive over in the desert.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it'd be more so that you could grow it.
Oh, they'd be growing something over there.
So man.
Hey, that's wicked. That's awesome to hear, bro. And glad you made it back home safely, albeit a bit fucked up. But it is what it is, my man. All glory to God, you're still alive. That's the main thing, right? You're still able to be an able person. So, hey, congrats, man. You learned a lot. On to the next one. On to the next challenge. That's just one hurdle over and done with. On to the next hurdle. What about you, Sam? What have you been up to this week, brother? It's been on the agenda.
Not a lot, to be honest. Dealing with a bunch of not too happy kids that we pulled out of uni games. So there's been quite a lot of not backlash, but probably disappointment and wanting explanations why we're not going.
Yo.
Which fair enough. It's a basketball tournament. Everyone was pretty excited to go away, but as I explained to them, we're not going there like just for a trip. We want to be competitive in this, and we don't feel like we will be.
So you just pulled it.
Yeah, we pulled out.
Where was it?
Wellington.
That wouldn't have been that expensive of a trip, though, would it?
Nah, well, the uni's funding it. They gave us a rough price range of 150 to 250
Per person?
per person.
Yeah.
So they're subsidizing that quite heavily. But yeah, I don't know. We couldn't get any of the nuggets. We couldn't get any of probably those development players or practice players for the Nuggets.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get a practice squad. Damn. Well, welcome to the practice run, brother. So does that mean that frees up your October a little bit?
Frees up my September. But yeah, frees up a decent amount of time that I would have spent planning, training, all that kind of stuff.
Because one thing I was going to ask is, does that mean, because you know how you said you were supposed to be in Wellies September, the week before the grand final?
Yeah.
Does that mean you got that grand final time spare now? It's doable?
What were we saying?
Well, we need to figure out something ASAP so we can lock in a location so we can all link up, record, live stream the grand final, then record an episode straight after that, and maybe a few episodes for the off season. It's the first weekend of October, preferably Auckland, because my uncle's entering his motorbike into a show, and I said I'll head up to that as well. So I'll do that, and then the grand finals on the Sunday. Plus, we're just banging in extra content because I'll be filming content for the other channel.
Yeah, try it.
Let me see what these flights are saying.
To Auckland, yeah. And then we just need to find us a cheap Airbnb.
Airbnb up in Auckland, eh?
Yeah, and then we'll just stream the game from that place and have a good time.
Wellington to Auckland,
and then you guys can come check out the motorbikes at the motorbike show. Because I'm assuming too, you'd drive from Tauranga.
Yeah, that I'd be planning to. Yeah.
Yeah. See, and then you can pick Sam up from the airport. I'll be on the motorbike, so you won't fit on the back, and then we can cruise like that.
Ooh.
Is it doable? Right? It's doable.
Consider it.
Think about it. Think about it. I'll give a quick update on how my week's been. I played darts the other day. I was in rhythm and flow, man. I was hot. I had the hot hand. In my first game, I averaged 90. I was on, bro. Just straight out the gate. Triple 20 first dart. Single 20. Then I hit the freaking triple 5, which made it 95 start. And then just throughout the night, picked up a few wins. Came so close. Man, I wasn't even trying to get 170, but I had 196 and I scored 26. And I was actually trying to hit the freaking board, but I got 26 scored. And then, yeah, my first dart went in. I didn't even think about throwing that second dart. Second dart went. And then my third dart hit the wire of the ball and landed in the 25. Bro, I was like, you're kidding. Man, I was gutted, but bruh, it felt good, man. It felt good. So that was the first time in a long time I felt so confident with the darts, and we were player down for our teams, so I had no pair, but I still managed to get to a finish against people who were playing, 2 turns versus my 1 turn. So I was on fire, man. I was hitting 140s, tons, and I was just able to keep up with 2 players scoring 701 versus just 1 player. So I was like, yo. So that gave me huge confidence, and now I got a game. There's a tournament, there's a group coming up from Otaki this Saturday, so we'll be playing that. I don't film any content in that space because, it's I hate losing with a passion. So I ain't filming none of that. Speaking of hating losing with a passion, let's check out the first game, tonight's game, the Thursday night banger, which is your Tigers taking on Manly Sea Eagles. Why don't you give us a quick breakdown of that, Brother Sam?
I'm just gloating. I'm gloating. Last week I told you, we get up. We get up, we win. I'm still not off of it. But sadly this week, it's a different beast. So what's this? Where's this game being played? Oh, it's Leichhardt Oval. Leichhardt Oval on Thursday. Yeah, like from last week's team, there's not a lot of changes. Junior Tupo's in, which is a big inclusion for us. He's off to the Dolphins next year. He's named at centre. I don't think I've ever actually seen him play centre. So, don't know about this one. Alai Malo's back on the wing. Kind of sad. I felt like Lauli did like a pretty good job on the wing. So, kind of surprised to not see him retain his spot. Yeah, the forward pack stays the same. But man, this is going to be a tough task for the Tigers to stay competitive in this game. Like Sea Eagles have Turbo, they've got Jason Saab, they've got Tolu Kola, who's named to be a starter now as Talau's injured. Garrick Hopewadi, the return of Luke Brooks. To Leichhardt. I wish I could be confident and say it's not going to be a great return for him, but yeah, we're not a very good team. We're not a very good team at the moment. Just looking through this. Yeah, man, I don't really see anyone coming off that bench off the like extended squad to take any spots. So yeah, I think this is going to be like a really tough game for the Tigers, and the Seagulls are going to go up massively and probably have a try fest. What are you guys' thoughts on this? Any thoughts? No? Yes? No?
Yeah, I just I sort of point out this Josh Felony. Gee, who the hell is he? He looked like a court case.
So apparently he's actually like a really young centre. I think he's 19, maybe 20. Like he's got a pretty decent scoring record in the New South Wales Cup, I think it is. Like he's meant to be really good. But it's been surprising that he hasn't been given a run all season, so don't know
And do you think Matt Lodge is going to get on the field? He's been injured.
I just don't see who he comes in for. Like, they've got Paseka back now, Aloye, Travojevic. They've got the other Travojevic on the bench, but, like, he's more centre/edge cover.
Yeah, might as well drop Gordon.
No, he's their backup 9, so it's like...
Yeah, nah, forget about him.
Forget about him?
Yeah, forget about it.
I mean, yeah, there's Lodge, there's Sipley, there's Woodell, depending on how you feel about him. He's had some good moments, some not so great moments.
I thought it was Waddle.
Oh, bro, I don't know. Their pronunciation
Corey
of it
Waddell.
changes. Yeah, it changes like every week, I swear.
He's a former Bulldog. He's trash.
There you go. Yeah. How's the TAB look for this?
For this one, yeah, the Tigers pretty big outsiders. The Tigers are paying $5.20 versus Manly at $1.17. That's just straight head to head. For the line bet, the Sea Eagles are minus 15.5 point favorites. So if you like that, that's paying $1.90. Obviously, the Tigers to lose by 15 points or less, $1.90. What are we on the over under? Oh, I've got Manly winning by 13 plus. That's paying $1.75, which I'd like it to be a little bit higher on the return, but still, that's probably a pretty safe bet. Manly, if you think the Tigers might have a little bit of form like they did last week, Manly 1 to 12 is $3.35, and yeah, the Tigers. Hey, good luck to you if you're betting the Tigers. 13 plus is paying $12. 1 to 12 is paying $5.60. It's not looking great. Yeah, my pick. Yeah, Manly 13 plus.
Yeah, I'm going also Manly 13 plus. I just think Manly too good. Tigers not enough defense for me to say that they hold Manly to less than 13. So I'm going to go 13 plus as well.
I'm the same. I figured this one was a waste of time betting, really. So I'm just going with the Seagulls to win, and I also chucked in a cheeky Luke Brooks try, get one against his old team, and I mean they're already gonna boo him. Can't wait to see when they boo him even harder when he scores against them.
That's disrespectful.
But anyway, that's enough of that Thursday. What we think or might not think is going to be a banger. Depends on how you look at it. You know, if you see the Tigers getting smoked as a banger, then probably will be. Might be the game of the year, actually. But moving on to the first game of Friday, kicking off at 8 p.m. at Go Media Stadium. However, they have changed the name to the Sean Johnson Stadium, for it is the great man. It is his last game at home. Sean Johnson, after playing 10 plus year career in the league, had 2 stints. First one at the Warriors, then short one at the Sharks. Now he's back where he belongs. Should have never left. The good thing is he gets to go out on his terms. You know, it wasn't an injury that forced him out. It was his call. If you follow his podcast, he did have a few teams line him up for next year, but he has made the call. We wish him nothing but the best in his retirement. It is just unfortunate that his last game is against my mighty Bulldogs in 5th place. So how do I see this game going? There's a few things, really. The Wars do happen to have our number. The last time we played, we won with the in Golden Point with Matt Burden getting the drop goal, but that was our first win against them in quite a while. So
Ref
they
helped
do
you
have
a lot in that game too.
Yeah.
Got a lot of assistance in that game.
Yes, there was a penalty that didn't get called, and we thank them for it. The refs made a great call, that one. But, you know, the thing about the Bulldogs this year is that we've been really great at home. We're undefeated, 10-0, I believe, at home. But we've only got 3 games. Well, we're 3-8 in away games. And I think I seen something like a couple of days ago. The last time we won in NZ was like early 2010s, like might be 2012. It has been a while. One thing we got going for us is our form. We are 4-1 in our last 5 games. Our last loss was against the Cowboys, and again we should have won. And one thing that has been true all year is our defense. We actually just overtook the Panthers for having the best defensive record. Our against is 337 and the Panthers is 348. Our defenses hold us in good stead for the whole season. We pretty much hold teams to around 16 points. So the magic number for us seems to be 17. So if we can get 20 points, then I'll back the boys to hold out any team, maybe minus the Panthers or Storm. And for the Wars, they've just been on the slide. Their season's been over since we knocked them out. And now we're just here to rub salt into the wound, really. As good as Sean Johnson has been, I wish he has a good game. I think I might even have him scoring a try, but winning, he can think again. We plan on sending the Wars fans home in tears. It's just like we plan on sending Sean Johnson back in tears after we beat them in this game. Going to the TAB and what the stats are saying, they've actually got this. So Bulldogs are favoured, so they're paying $1.53. But the Wars aren't too far off. They're at $2.55 for the win. And then, so the TAB has my Bulldogs favoured with a line of 5.5. So we've got the minus 5.5. The Wars got the plus 5.5. Winning margins for my Bulldogs, 1 to 12 is paying $2.85, and it's the same if they win by 13 plus. The Wars, 1 to 12 is paying $3.50. Their 13 plus is paying $6.20. Look, the way I've seen this going is the last time we played, the Edges absolutely ripped us. We had the 2 former Bulldogs, Dallin and Marcel Montoya scoring tries against us. That was a bit annoying. And I do actually think that they'll score again as well. But I've actually gone with a bit of a different sort of bet for this one, just for this game in particular. So what the hell happened here? So I've just gone with a few anytime try scores. These are the ones who I just generally think will score. So I've got Correa scoring a try on the right side of the field. I've got Bronson Cherry scoring on the left side. I do have Sean Johnson getting one as well. Jacob Preston, he hasn't scored a try for us in a while, and I do think he will get over this time. And then with our small forward pack, he had a field day against us the first time we played. I don't see it being any different. And if Fanua Blake is just going to tear up our tiny forwards with his late footwork, and if he gets it 5 meters out from the line and it's a 1-on-1, that's a guaranteed try almost. So those are the 5 players I've got scoring. I did think about having Fox, but I just think Cherry will be the one to get it. Maybe in like a 2-on-1, or where he can just barge over, be close, feeding off the back of Kikau and off the back of Burden. I was actually thinking about putting Curran in as a try scorer. I just can't see it happening. Not in the middle. I think our tries will come on the edge, on the right and the left, with Sexton pulling the strings on the right side and Burden doing this thing on the left side. I do have my Bulldogs winning by a margin of 1-12. And I think, where is it? I'm just trying to find where that bet is in particular. I gotta do something here. So for all of that to come off, so from the Bulldogs, for Courage, Cherry, and Preston to score, and from the Waz, Johnson, and Fanua Blake to score, and for my Bulldogs to win 1-12. I mean, a $1 bet there gets you, well, $700. Well, $696.82 to be exact, but not too bad for a $1 bet. And that's actually how I see the game going. Quite low scoring. We never have high scoring games, especially against the Waz, unless we're getting pumped. And it goes in line with how I think the score's going to be. So I do think it will be 2 tries to 3 or somewhere in that range. I do think we'll be able to hold the Waz again to that, below that magical number of 16. So I do see the final score actually being 16 to us, with Burden missing one of the conversions of these 3 tries and the Waz getting both of these. So final score 16-12 to my Bulldogs to send Shaun Johnson in his last game at home at Shaun Johnson Stadium with an L. Hold that real quick, Waz fan, and we'll be well on our way to the finals. I'll hand it over to you, boys. If you got anything looking to place either TAB bets, let us know. If not, feel free to move on to the next game.
That's outrageous. That's outrageous. Hold that L to the Wa fans.
What do you got, Sam? You think you got any bets? Well, what's your bet looking for this game?
I mean, if I was taking a bet on this game, I'd probably look at a. Hold on, sorry. I'll probably look at a Dallin to score and Luke Metcalf. I've got that in our big bet multi at the end of the Potters. I've got Luke Metcalf as a try scorer. I don't really know where the game goes, but I've got to think in Shaun Johnson's last game, he's going to get up. Oh, he's going to get up. The Warriors are going to get up behind it. I've gone the Warriors just to win.
Yeah, and I've got Warriors 1-12, man. You ever seen a player that's still playing with a stadium named after him? No, you ain't. Ain't never been to no Hazem Al Masri Stadium. Ain't been to no Curran Stadium. Ain't been to no Benji Marshall Stadium.
That's rude.
Shit, you ain't even seen. Hell, they ain't even got Lockyer Arena. They ain't even got freaking, what are we looking for? They ain't even got a Willie Mason sports ground. So to have Shaun Johnson Stadium, that's huge. And that's the reason why we're going Warriors 1-12. I say 1-12 because the ref will probably fuck them over for at least 3 of those tries. So we're going to keep it to 1-12, ladies and gentlemen. And as we head over to the main event, what would normally be a main event on a Friday night at 10 p.m. kickoff New Zealand time, we've got the Brisbane Broncos hosting the Parramatta Eels up there at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane. Now, normally you'd say Suncorp Stadium, the Cauldron. It's where the Broncos get all their mana. It's where they get the waiter. It's where they hold it down, and it's a scary place to play because that's where the Broncos get shit done. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Broncos ain't been scary up there in about a year. Shit, we ain't done nothing at that stadium but lose all season. So, where do we go? Where do we go from here? Well, someone's son says, stop calling out my dad. It's not his fault we suck. It's not. It shouldn't be all blamed on the coach, you fair-weathered Broncos fans, according to his son. Well, according to the fans, his son's irrelevant too. We've got a bone to pick with them, all of them. Yeah, we probably need a better coach. Kevy probably be a great assistant, out there doing what Langer does. But Alfie's got that job. He could be in the booth doing what Gordy does, but Gordy's got that job. Where's those ex-players that can actually formulate a structure where these boys will thrive? Yeah, we've had injuries. Who hasn't? We're the only team that hasn't been able to adapt to the injuries. We're the only team that hasn't been able to bounce back from uncertainty and to overcome the hand that we've been dealt. We still have no Reese, no Ezra. Ezra's out till next year. Payne and Reese are TBC, and TBC means could be tomorrow, could be next year. They don't want to play their cards, and to be honest, I'd say sit them on the sideline, man. Even if they're healthy tomorrow, sit them on the sideline. Let's just ride this one out. There's no point bringing those boys back, before the end of the rounds, just in case we don't mathematically make it. According to Kevy, we have a mathematical chance of winning and being catapulted into the 8. We're 2 points behind the Dragons and 2 points above the Knights. We need, as we said on Tuesday's episode, we need the Dragons to lose all 3 games. If they win 2 games out of the next 3, the Dragons jump us anyway. Even if the Broncos win all 3 games. And we need to win all 3 games to mathematically make it into the playoffs. Realistically speaking, because we don't live in a world of mathematics, I don't think the last time I used mathematics in my life was outside of high school, man. You don't never use algebra. But algebraically speaking, that the Pythagoras theorem says the Broncos, we are eliminated. But you know what? Nostradamus says the Eels are going to be the wooden spooners if the Broncos get this victory. So the Eels are fighting for more than just a win here. They're fighting to not win a wooden spoon. They want to prove Nostradamus wrong, and Nostradamus ain't never been wrong since 2012. I have a feeling this game is going to be sloppy, full of errors. The Broncos, they confused me. We're coming off a bye. And before that, we were down at the half to the Cowboys, and Reece Walsh played the second half with a broken hand. And for some reason, they decided to put up a shitload of points. It was like a ship come into the harbour, and everyone was like, a harbour carrying a shitload of try scorers. And apparently everyone was like, yup, that's me. So, yeah, look, these lads will have a little bit of confidence. They'll have some belief in one another. What I do want to see a little bit more of is our man Blake Moser. I think Blake Moser's becoming more and more of a cult hero the more game time he gets played. And the more game time he gets played, Billy's role slightly reduces more and more just because they see the effectiveness of Blake Moser. So, yes, looking forward to seeing him there. I see Benjamin Tekuta is named as the 18th man. I'm looking forward to seeing the day he comes back out there, but he's still kind of listed in the day-to-day injuries. I think he's TBC as well. He had a foot injury earlier on in the season, but if he manages to start or make him that bench squad, man, they're going to be deadly, especially looking into next season. This is where I'm thinking is project myself into next season. We've got Ben Tekuta coming off the bench with Xavier Willison, giving Payne Haas and Corey Jensen a spell. Those are 2 effective forwards if we can only get some decent coaching. So, speaking of margins, I have got here head-to-head, Broncos are the favourites. They are $1.35 favourites to the Parramatta Eels, $3.20. The line is Broncos minus 9.5. That means something. One of the boys will tell you. And that's paying $1.90. And then winning margin, including ET, which means extra time, ladies and gentlemen. We have had extra time in a few games these past few months. So could this be another one of those golden point dramatic victories? I hope not. And so I've gone with the Broncos to win 13 plus, paying out $2.25. 1 to 12 is $3.05. Parramatta to win 1 to 12 is $4.20. Blaze it up. And Parramatta's to win 13 plus is $7 $50s, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a gambling man and you want to see the Parramatta break that Nostradamus curse, put it on that $7.50, because sometimes, man, the Broncos just get discombobulated. And if that name that I'm staring at on the screen, if that Fletcher Baker makes his way onto the bench, hell breaks loose. He knocks it on at least 3 times. He's going to have one error that he gives up right in front to give them 6 again, and they'll score off of that, guaranteed. That's as good as a Chuck guarantee, ladies and gentlemen. He's called some shit in his life, but I guarantee he'll call that on Fletcher Baker. One thing I am expecting from this game, though, is Patrick Carrigan to return to our team of the week. With no Payne Haas, there's only one man to put on that cape and step it up, and that is Matua Patrick. He's done it before while Payne Haas was injured. He was the most consistent Bronco throughout all those games. He went on a 7-week team of the week rampage. No other player in the history of the practice runs team of the week has been able to do that, except for the brother Patrick. So shout out to bro. He's looking to be my man of the match. It's either him or Tony Staggs. Staggs has had an outstanding season this year. He's been consistent from game 1 through to game, 25? Just his ability to read, cover, and scramble on defense makes him such what was the word I'm looking for? Commodity for these Brisbane Broncos. But then for him to flip that on its head and use their same intensity, passion, and integrity on attack is why he's also a threat. I don't see many Eels that can match that intensity that we can bring on our good days. And I don't think that, what's his name? The fullback, Gutherson.
Gutho.
Yeah, I don't think he's got a slot 7 out of 7 kicks. I think he'll probably go 3 kicks from 8 if they score 8 tries. If they score 2 tries, then he's missing both of them. I guarantee it. I'm going to ring Charles Barkley and he's going to say, I guarantee it, baby. So, Gutho, his whole weakness at the moment is his kicking game. That's what's let the Eels down, especially against the Penrith Panthers when they had that little run a little while ago. So expect the Broncos 13 plus. What are your odds too?
I'm actually going against your boys. I'm actually going with the Eels to win this one, and the reason why is that I feel as though they're in a super intense battle for that wooden spoon, and you don't want to be the team that ends the Tigers' wooden spoon streak, you know what I mean? So they got something to fight for. They're trying to get the Tigers their dessert spoon to go with their dinner and their soup spoon, so they got the trifecta. So I just feel as though the Eels don't want to finish last, so they got a bit more to play for. And I've got the Eels winning, and Gutho, I've actually got him to score a try. So that's the bet I've gone with. Eels just to win. I don't care whether it's by 1 or 100. I could care less. But as long as they win, and Gutho to score, and yeah, I just think it's going to just kind of low-key, like just continue the season that has been for you, which hasn't been a great one. You just can't get to Bali soon enough, really. But that's what I've gone with. Yeah, what about you, Sam? What you got?
It's so rude. It's so rude. I knew it. I'm so salty the Bulldogs are doing well this year. Compose yourself. I look at both these teams and this is a stinker. This is a stinker. I'm gonna go the Broncos to win 1-12. I don't feel like there's a massive difference between both these teams. So I pray the Broncos get up. And yeah, I think it's just going to be a close game throughout because I don't really see a lot of like star differential between the two. So yeah, that's what. How much was it paying? 1-12.
1-12. 1-12 is paying 305.
Oh, that sounds like a great bet to me. So yeah, just Broncos 1-12, and then I don't trust any of those try scores.
In the last 4, or the last 3, we'll go 4. The last 5 Broncos games, there have been over 30 points scored, or 30 or more points have been scored. In the last 3 Broncos games, 40 or more points have been scored by either team. So the Broncos lost round 19, 26-30, and they won round 20, 30-14. They lost round 21, 16-41. They lost round 22, 46-18. They won round 23, 18-42. So they will be high-scoring games on either side of the fence. So do with that information what you will at the bar know. But I know up there at Suncorp Stadium, the Brisbane Broncos will be looking to put smoke on this Eels side. Yes.
Can't lie. The TAB agrees with you. The over-under line for total points scored in the game is set at 51.
See? High scoring output.
Yeah, 51 and a half.
Either side. Either side.
Jeez, that's a lot of points. That's a lot of points. All right, where are we off to next? We're off to GIO Stadium in where is it? Canberra. GIO Stadium in Canberra. We've got the Raiders versus the Panthers. Some pretty big outs for the Panthers. You know, obviously Cleary's out. They're also missing Mitch Kenny. I feel like that's actually a pretty big out for them, considering I feel like Luke Summerton, every time we've seen him, hasn't been super convincing as a 9. I don't know what's happened to Sonny Luke. He just doesn't play anymore, apparently. So it's a little bit of an interesting one there. They do get back Liam Martin, though. I feel like that's a pretty big inclusion for them after losing those other 2. Somehow, Dane Butterfingers Lowry and Casey never passed the ball McLean have retained their spots on the side. For the Raiders, Rapana is back at fullback. Adam Cook and Strange have been dropped. Kyle Weeks is in at 6. I don't know if I like that. But I'm sure there's reasons for why each of them have been dropped. On the extended bench, Adam Cook is named. I feel like if he was going to play, he'd just be named at 6. Corey Hornsborough is also named on the extended bench. Luke Garner and Paul Alamotti, they're both named on the extended bench, so I wouldn't be surprised if they came in to get some game time before the finals. And Taruva, you're just not signed there for next year, brother. Wrap it up, you're not playing. Wrap it up, you're not playing. The lines for this game is the Panthers are heavy favorites. It's $1.35 for the Panthers to win, with the Raiders at $3.20. The line is set at 9.5. So if you like the Panthers to win by more than 9.5, 10+, they're paying $1.85. If you like the Raiders to lose 9 or less, then it's $1.96. I feel like that's pretty decent swing the other way. The Panthers to win 1 to 12 is paying $2.95. The Panthers to win 13+ is the favorite on that. It's $2.20. Canberra to win 1 to 12 is $4.25, and the Canberra Raiders to win 13+ is paying $9. I've gone on this. I've gone a bit of an alternate bet here, which I don't actually have. Hold on, sorry. I've gone the Panthers to win -7.5. That bet is if you bet that, it's at $1.68. I'm just not totally sure what to think of the halves in this situation. It's Snyder, it's Luai, and Cole's named on the bench, so you know what happens there. I'm not all too certain about, but yeah, that's kind of what I've got there. What are you guys' thoughts on the game? Or on the
Look, man,
odds?
I know you got some uncertainties about that halves pairing, but obviously that halves pairing, tear apart other teams. And there's one thing I know for certain. I know that since I think it was maybe round 3 last season, it's been that long since the Panthers have lost back-to-back games, and I don't think that's going to change against this Raiders side. I think these Panthers are going to decimate them and just roll on. I know they're going to show that last week was a hiccup. I think they're going to just, carry on and do Panthers things. I think Casey McLean's going to score about 3 tries, and 2 of them should be totals, but he's not going to give that ball up. So I know that he'll get over more than Sebastian Chris will get over. You know what I mean? It's going to be a bit like that. I like this Panthers forwards. They tick the boxes for me. They tick the boxes, and I think that's the reason why I'm going Panthers 13 plus paying $2.20, ladies and gentlemen.
And I have followed that sentiment by picking the Panthers to win 13 plus as well. And I was trying to think of who I think would score, and I've gone with Dylan Edwards. I don't know if he scored last week.
He did.
He did? Oh, well, he's about to make it 2 weeks in a row when he scores against the Raiders. Again, it's not often they lose twice in a row. It was a big game for them. If they won it, I think they might have been in line to win the minor premiership, but it's all but over now. So now it's just getting ready for the finals, but I think that's still too good for the Raiders. So I've got Penrith winning that one. Moving on to the next game of Super Saturday. The second game is being hosted at Amy Park in Melbourne. It is the first place Storm against the Dolphins. I mean, the Dolphins have a lot to play for. I think they're currently in 9th, and if they win, they jump the Dragons. And with the Dragons' current track record, they are slated to lose, so it works in the Dolphins' favour. And maybe I would back them if it wasn't the fact that they were playing in the Storm and it wasn't in Melbourne. So I say all that to say this. I do think the Storm will win this one. The biggest difference, I think, for this team is Grant Anderson. He must be injured because they got Wishart playing 5. He seems to be their Mr. Fix-It this year. And I swear, every year they have a Mr. Fix-It. Like every time they have an injury, they just have someone who's ready to go off the ranks who they can pull in, fit into that system, a real plug-and-play system there. And they just move on year in, year out. We think this is the year that they're finally going to go downhill. It never is. And even a down year for them is finishing 4th. You know what I mean? They're just on another level. Such a great team. And the Dolphins, look, it happened last year, right? They come out with a hiss in the wall and they slid off, ended up finishing well down the bottom of the ladder. This year, halfway through, they were still in the top 8, and it looks like they were well on their way to actually holding in their top 8. But their last few games just hasn't been. About the highlight of their season was Hammer chasing down Josh Adokar in that foot race, which was an amazing moment. I personally think Adokar still has a bit of a hammy injury, or whatever. Maybe it'll be right if they do end up having this 100-meter race. Be interesting to see what happens if they did do it. Who would win? I think I'm more open to a relay. I think that'd be pretty cool. So if they got their 4 fastest people, because there are a few teams that got a few speedsters who I'd probably back in that. I don't think I'd be backing us. I think the Storm would have a hell of a quartet to put out. If I had to pick someone in a full-on relay, I'm probably going to go with the Manly Sea Eagles. You got Saab, you got Kohler. Tavorovich at top speed might look a little bit different unless, his hamstring goes and then they're coming last. But you never know. But look, man, I think the Storm's got this one from the start. They got it at halftime. They'll have it at the end. I think it's going to be a clinical performance, not necessarily a hiding. Just one where they'll just get the job done, just do what's necessary, and then they'll probably look to start resting some of their players for the run home and the playoffs. Going to the TAB now. And the Melbourne Storm are heavy favourites. They are paying $1.16 for the outright head-to-head. Dolphins at $5.40. The TAB have given the Storm a 15.5 point buffer. That's the line. So that means they have to win by 16 points. And even that's only paying $1.90 on both sides. If we're looking to winning margin, Melbourne are paying $3.35 to win by between 1 and 12, and they're paying $1.73 to win by 13 plus. That means the TAB thinks they're more likely to beat them by 13 plus than to it be a close game. I wouldn't even look at the Dolphins at all, but if you are, they're paying $5.60 to win between 1 to 12, and then 13 plus they're paying $12.50. So look, we've been wrong on this podcast many times. I in particular, but I can't see a world where the Dolphins pull this off. If they do, then shit. Maybe the Storm, I don't know, just took the game off. The bet that I've placed for this game, if I can just find it real quickly. High scoring. I've gone with a few different try scores for this one. So for the Storm, I've predicted that Pep will get one, Wishart will get one, because I swear that guy just scores from anywhere. You put him at 6, he scores. You put him at 7, he scores. Put him at 9, put any number on him, he just seems to score. Jack Howarth. Now look, Jack Howarth, I need you, okay? I feel as though we've put a lot of faith in you. I've built you up, man. We talked at the start of the season why you weren't getting played. You finally took over Remus Smith's spot so bad that he's playing in the Super League now. You're finally fulfilling your potential. I need you to come through, Mark. I need you to score a try for me, okay? So I've got those 3 scoring for Melbourne. I do think others will score, but those are the ones that I've picked for this bet. And for the Dolphins, I've gone with Isako. There should be a bet on how many points he scores by himself because he's a kicker and that dude really misses. But I do got him crossing for 1. And I've got the former Bulldogs' favourite boy, Jacob Arillo, to get 1 to follow up from his intercept try last week, which was rude, by the way. I'm pretty sure I thought he still played for us. You could at least drop the ball or did something like that. But we'll forgive you. And I've got him scoring Melbourne to win comfortably. That is my bet. So that bet actually, because I've got so many, 5 of them, a $1 bet there, get you $66, Fano. Not too bad. Chuck a $10 on that. Chuck a tenner on it. We're talking $6.60s. And hello, we're going to Melbourne. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I've got to say. Nothing more. I think this one's pretty stock standard. I'll hand it over to the boys. If you've got any bet for it, feel free to chuck your bet on. And then if not, we can move on. Taraki, what you got?
You would.
It comes out naturally. I don't know what to say.
It comes out naturally, eh? Yeah, no, I think the Storm win. I've seen it a few times with the Storm where they look really good early, and then they do. They just let off the gas. I've gone the Storm minus 9.5. I think. I've opened up so many different things now. I think that was paying $1.72. It might be $1.52. But yeah, the Storm I have a little bit of trouble with in terms of thinking they're just going to press on with the game like what the Roosters did last week, where they just said, we've got you down and we're going to kill you now. So yeah, so I've gone the Storm minus 9.5. What about you, Ro?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going Melbourne 1-12. I'm just currently looking up their recent games to see what kind of a margin they've been winning or losing in. And like our comment on our YouTube video the other week, he said, yes, you'd be so quick to assume Melbourne 13 plus, but they tend to take their foot off the gas and rest on their laurels to get them over the line. And that's sort of proven true because outside of, whooping the Tigers 28-40 and the Roosters 24-8, they kind of do let other teams come in. We're looking at, the loss to the Dragons 16-18, or they let the Rabbitohs score 16 points to their 28, which I think is bang on 12. That 2-point win over the Panthers, they're not convincing outside of the Eels, but you'd expect that. Victories for me, and after last week's performance, yes, I think it will be a little bit tidier, but I'm not thinking it's going to be where they just sort of put the foot on the throat of the Dolphins and slaughter them and sort of turn them into sushi. So I've got it 1-12, and Grant Anderson is out this week under concussion protocols. That's what happened to him. Yeah, so that's that. Also, I just seen on the injury list that Tommy Talol has a pectoral injury, so that's probably him out for the rest of the season for Manly. So, my fantasy team just keeps getting better and better, man. It's the exact same as the Brisbane Broncos season. I've 0 trades and 15 players injured. Not actually, it's been traumatic. I've got 4 players injured, but same. Might as well be 15. Look, heading over now to, where are we? Acorn Stadium in Sydney. The South Sydney Rabbitohs take on the Newcastle Knights. Let's get it. 9:35 p.m. This is the Saturday night main event. This is I feel like this game will kind of replicate Israel Adesanya's fight the other night. All hype and just let you down just with a subtle tap out. And I think that's what's going to happen with these bunnies. They're just going to tap out. They're both missing key players. We see listed in the injuries here, Tyson Gumble, he is out, and Cody Walker is out, both with concussion protocols. Gambley, he's broken his hand. Lol. He broke his hand. Arch. So Ngumble, he's not going to be here for a while. Unlucky Eels. So they're rolling with that Crossland-Cogger combo with Will Price on the interchange. Thomas can't make the lineup, is their 18th man. They've got Saliva Havili, the former Warrior under 20, played with Sean Johnson back in the Ra. He's their 18th man for the Bunnies. Peter Amadeus is on the interchange. Cam Murray back to lock. I think this is going to be a good battle through the middles. I don't know how good this Sean Keepe is, nor David Mwale. But, yeah. How is Richie Kennar still playing?
They got no one.
We all wonder.
This Cuzzy is headhunting. If anything, there ain't no dang guy tries being scored. He's getting his head taken off. He's going to be concussed. Lucas probably get concussed too. Because you got Tane knock your head off Milne on one end, and then on the other side you got Richie can't tackle Kennar. These two are thugs. We need to get that guy from Police 10-7. These two notorious thugs, known for headhunting. They're worse than Jared Wadia Hargreaves and Nelson Asofa Solomon. They make those two look like they're on PG. So what do I think? Look, I think as long as the Knights can see when Ponga is setting up down that left edge, if they can see that happening, they'll win. Because then they'll get the ball to him. If they ignore him setting up down that left edge and go the other way, they're going to lose. 100% they're going to lose. Because I don't know how many times in that Sharks game, Ponga's getting himself set up on that left side for some set play, and they go the other way. I don't know if it's because they jealous. They jealous that he won Dally M last season. They're sitting like, I don't know where they are on the table, somewhere, but they should be grateful that they got Kalen Ponga. Because without him, without Bradman, this team's mud. They ain't going nowhere. So be grateful. Be grateful. Like if they can get Kalen some ball, we always talk about early on in the season, Sue and I, when they forced Kalen getting that ball, they struggled because it was kind of like they just hit him with the ball and tried to do something. Same thing that happens with Reece Walsh at the Broncos. It's just that he just got to force something. But if you see him setting up on that side for a set play, then work your set piece in and around there. Don't just try to get him the ball or get him touches, 3 out of 4 runs. What you need to do is just make sure that either he knows that the kick chase is on, or he knows that he's kicking, or he knows that he's setting up for a set piece. The Rabbits, yep, they'll be there. They'll show up. They'll have a team that can play. Whether or not they actually play to their full potential is a whole other story, especially if they carry on like they did last. Fuck, they had the main event last week too. Damn, that's rough. But ladies and gentlemen, if you don't feel like watching it, I mean, this is what do we call these? Dead rubber match. This is a nothing matters. If the Knights win, nothing changes. If the Bunnies win, nothing changes. So if you don't really want to watch it, you don't have to. It's all good. You can just rack up some lines in the kitchen and watch the bros play. Looking at the history that this team has, the Knights. Let's take a look at the season's history one time. Before I forget, voila, they say that the Knights have been off and on. They lost 22-14 to the Panthers, won 34-18 versus Tigers, then were robbed against the Sharks with some of that dubious refereeing late in the second half when Kalen Ponga went to slot that kick. That should have been a 2-pointer all day of the week, every day of the week. And, that would have helped elevate the Bulldogs a little bit closer to those Sharks. However, the ref didn't see it that way, and the Sharks got the win there. But since round 16, they've kind of gone up and down, topsy-turvy, and I think they've been struggling to find a little bit of momentum in the absence of Bradman. Since he's gone against the Broncos in round 20, they had a bye. They lost convincingly to the Panthers. They beat the Tigers, but it's the Tigers. And then they kind of looked flat-footed with the Sharks. They had opportunities and they let the opportunities go begging. So we're looking at the TAB. TAB says South are the outsiders at 275 and the Knights are the clear favourite at 146. That is your head-to-head. With a line of 7.5, it is paying $1.96 for a plus 7.5 for the Rabbits, and then for the Knights, minus 7.5 is 1.85. Bunnies to win 1-12 is paying $4. 13 plus is $7. Knights winning 1-12 is $3, and them winning 13 plus is $2.40. Now, I've gone Newcastle to win 13 plus. I think it's going to be a field day for the Knights. It's just going to be business as usual for the Bunnies, being mediocre and disappointing. What do you think, too? What is your bets for this game here?
Yeah, I haven't really looked into this game too much with Cody Walker gone, but the only thing I'm looking forward to is my boy Tallis Duncan starting at second rower. Anyone who's been following the show knows that I've been high on him for pretty much the whole season. It'd be cool if he scored a try. I don't see it though. Look, I think I've got the Knights winning this one. Yeah, South. They had their chance, man. It was their loss that they had a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember who it was. It's the one they needed to win. And then, I think it might have been against the Tigers that pretty much
Not
ended
the
their
mathematical
season.
chances.
Yeah, anytime you start bringing that, you have a mathematical chance. You have the mathematical chance of nothing. All right, it's over. Just book the ticket. You know what I mean? Stop trying to give your fans hope when you know there isn't none. So yeah, I've got the Knights winning this one. The bet I've gone with is just straight head-to-head. Knights to win with the Dan Gay guy. Anytime try score in there.
I did forget to mention that it is the Gay Guy Bowl, this game. It is Gay Guy on Gay Guy.
Yes.
It is.
Could we get the Gay Guy double?
I don't want to say it. There's gay guys all around.
You're a dig. Look, I'm going to jump on that Gay Guy double.
I bet you would. I bet you would.
$8. $8.28.
Yeah, I
that
can
does
tell.
absolutely nothing.
That's wild. That's wild. I'm gonna jump on that double. Huh?
Whoa, pause. Gee, relax.
Hey, that's what he said.
Pay
That's
more.
what he said.
It's not even
That is
paying
what he
that
said.
much.
Aussies changed them, eh?
So, anyway, that's all I've got for that game. What about you, Sam?
I'll be honest. It's so much of a snooze fest. I didn't include it in my my tip sheet.
Of course, you'd forget that.
I mean, bro, the Roosters lost to the Rabbitohs lost to a team that missed 56 tackles. I don't think
that's true. I forgot.
I don't think I could believe you're going to win a game. So I'm.
Plus, who the hell is Dean Hawkins?
He's the backup.
Cousin?
Yeah, he's one of the other young halves.
Yeah, he's the one that took over from Ilias.
And then got dropped.
Yeah.
Oh, Elias.
Yes. That's the one.
I don't know. I'm almost tempted to bet either team to win 12.5. So yeah, just either team to basically win by 12 or less. I feel like that might be a bit of a shout. It comes in at $1.85. It's just I don't really know what to expect from this Knights team. The Bunnies have been poor. So yeah, I might take $1. I might take either team to win by less than 12.5 points at $1.85 in that game.
Smart. And the first game on Sunday?
It's the Chookies, right? Oh, sorry, I've got the wrong tab open. The first game on Sunday at 4 p.m. is the Titans versus the Roosters at Seabus Super Stadium. The Roosters pumped the Eels last week. I don't really see a lot of changes here from the Knights. Oh, Bo Fermor's back. My fantasy team is very happy. On the Roosters side of things, kind of just looks like your stock standard team. Nat Butcher is in the starting lineup. I don't think he was there last week. But other than that, that's a dangerous
Koro
bench.
just comes straight back into the starting lineup.
Wait, who?
Jared.
Oh, Jared's back. That would
Yeah.
explain some things.
From his sentence of about 3 years.
Oh, Jared's back. Oh, hell no. I'm changing this bet. Jared's back in. Yeah, no, that's going to be massive for them. Man, do we think this is going to be even relatively close? Because I don't. I feel like their back three for the Titans does what they need to do, but everyone else kind of doesn't. I've got. Sorry, where's the line at? Well, the TAB backs us. The Roosters are $1.18 to win. The Titans are at $5 to win. They've set the line at 15.5 with the Roosters and Titans paying $1.90 each way. And the winning team margins, we've got the Roosters to win 13 plus is $1.75. Roosters 1 to 12, $3.35. The Titans at 1 to 12 is $5.60. And the Titans 13 plus is $12. So if you feel like the Titans might have a bit of a shout there, you can definitely make some money on that. But yeah, I've got the Roosters 13 plus. I've changed that. I've got the Roosters on the over. Where's the line? So the Roosters to win 16 plus at $1.90. I feel like that's going to be the way to go with the way their backline's firing. And what should hopefully be a dry game as opposed to the fucking pool they played in last week. That was horrendous. But yeah, what do you guys think about this?
Yeah, look, the Titans haven't performed that well this season, but they have managed to pull out victories out of nowhere. I'm not saying that this is going to be a game where they're able to pull out that victory, but you kind of can't really write the Titans off. They've been an annoying sort of team to bet on or against. When you bet against them, they show up. Like look what they did to the Warriors. They beat them on Anzac Day here in Aotearoa, 24-27, to get their first win of the season. And then they put 60 points on them. Well, 66. They had that 60-point margin at home when the crowd was majority Warriors fans. And then you sort of look at them, they lose 18-10 to the Tigers the week before. They lose 12-46 to the Bunnies before they lost to the Rabbits. But I mean, before that, they had a bye, and in round 12, they beat the Broncos at Suncorp 36-34. So, they pull out those weird ones. They beat the Sharks 20-16. They beat Parramatta, but that doesn't really matter. And then they go on and lose 38-8 to the Sea Eagles. And then they beat the Dolphins 21-24. And then they pump the Broncos 46-18. And then they go scoreless against the Sharks 44-0. they let the Dragons score 32 on them last weekend. So do they stop the bleeding and do they bounce back, or do they concede the most points they have this season? That's kind of the way this game's going to go. The Titans, if they manage to squeeze out a victory, it'll be 1-12. But if the Roosters do Roosters things on the back of Jared Waerea-Hargreaves returning, he's the heart and soul of this club. That's why he walked straight into that number 8 jersey. Because I think it was you and I, Sam, talking last week. You were like, I don't know who he comes in for because other players are playing pretty well on this team. Well, I tell you what Jared says, Jared gets when he's put his heart and soul into this team. He's played over 300 games. I think he is close to being the most kept Rooster of all time, including all that jail time he's had sitting on the pine. So, because he knows how to get shit done, and, because of that, I'm going Roosters 13 plus, ladies and gentlemen.
What did I do for this game? I think I just jumped off the back of what you both said. And just talking about what you said, it looks like it's the bro White. He's the one that's been dropped out of the team. Although I haven't been following him for a little bit. The White-May combo has been killing for them. But like you said, when you've got the status of a one Jared Waerea-Hargreaves, you can literally do what you want. Although we haven't seen, this isn't the first time where he's been named at number 8, and then they've made the switch on a day to bring him off the bench. So I do kind of expect that to happen, and with Spencer Leniu to wear 15, but to start alongside Lindsay Collins. Just looking at the bet that I did there, I've got the Roosters to win in a close one, or 1-12. I did that merely because they were paying more for that than the Roosters to win by 13 plus. $3.35 to $1.75. And my anytime try scores, I'm going with Dominic Young with the Roosters, and Khan Pereira to continue his scintillating form. Because didn't he break that NRL record, 40 tries in 40 games or something? He's just been on a tear, so that's what I've gone with there. Roosters to get it done. And that brings us, team, to the final game of your round 25. It is at Wynn Stadium in Wollongong. It is the Dragons playing host to the Sharks in what's shaping up to be quite a vital contest for both teams in their season. You have the Dragons, who are well known for going on a win-loss record. It's been like that since the start. And actually looking at their record, where was it? I think there's only been... They had 2 back-to-back wins, and then from then on out, it's just been the same. Yeah, they beat the... Where is it? Oh, of course it was. They beat the Tigers and the Waz in back-to-back weekends. And then from then on out, it's been... loss, win, pretty much on par. So yes, they currently hold the position of 8th. And they did lose. I know they won last week against the Titans, so this would be the week that they are due to lose. But look, man, Dragons, I need you to fucking show me something, okay? I need you to beat the Sharks, because I've been wanting the Sharks to lose ever since frickin' Nicholas Hines has been out. And it seems all they want to do is win since he's been out, which is super annoying, because there's that question, do they really need Hines? He's their guy. Maybe he isn't their guy. Maybe Trindle's the guy to lead them. Maybe they need to be getting rid of Nico Hines, because they have been on a tear lately. And by a tear, I mean 3 games in a row, because they lost to the Cowboys the week coming off the bye. Obviously, I want the Sharks to lose, personal reasons, because I want my Bulldogs to get into their top 4. They're currently 1 game ahead, and they have the superior points differential. I believe their points differential is something like, I think they're 20 points ahead of us. If I just bring it up real quick. Nope, they are a lot ahead of us. Their differential is 176 to my Bulldogs 130. It's a differential.
I knew you was tripping when you said 20.
Or 46. All that came from because they fucking smoked the Tigers 66-0, you pricks.
And they beat you
couldn't even score a try.
They beat you in round 2, 25-6.
That was a long time ago, mate. We're such a different team now. But damn, they just had those 2 games where they smoked the opposition.
42-6 versus the Cowboys, 40-0 versus the Raiders.
Yeah, see?
38-30 versus the Roosters, but then the Panthers put 42-0 on them.
Yeah. So I don't think we can.
And you only beat them by 1 point.
We beat them. That's all I know.
By 1 point?
Hey, we'll take it. That was our back-to-back golden point victories, and we loved every second of it.
That's why you can't complain about them being 120 something ahead of you.
Well, they're only like 46, but if the Tigers had only lost by like 20, then it would be closer.
No, if every other team had only lost by 20.
Yeah.
Nah. Who loses 66-0? Fucking hell.
We suck. What you want, man?
Anyway, I think the top four's out of our ones because I think the Sharks are going to win this game. And the Dragons are just going to keep going with their win-loss. I just hope that if we do end up playing them in the 5 versus 8, it's on their loss week or the week that they're meant to lose and not on the week they're meant to win because then I'll be a little bit concerned. But we're beating them twice this year anyway, so hopefully we'll get done and we'll be at home where we haven't lost yet. So, look, I do think the Dragons will lose because of that's where everything's pointing. The Sharks will pretty much solidify that top 4 and that will pretty much wrap it up. I think everything's going to stay stock standard going to the TAB now. And what's the bet I put on this one? I think I put another little try scorers bet on this one. But a quick look at the lines here. We have Sharks are favoured at $1.62. The Dragons are paying $2.30. Really? Interesting. The line for this one's only at 3.5. So the TAB do think it could go either way. For the Sharks to win 1 to 12, they're paying $3. 13 plus is $3.15. For the Dragons, it is $3.40 to win between 1 to 12. 13 plus is $5. The bet I've gone for this one is for the Sharks to win, just straight head to head. I've got a Jesse Ramier, William Kennedy, and Militalo try scores for Cronulla. And obviously, I'm picking Zach Lomax to score. He's the only one that ever does anything on the Dragons team. So I'm hoping he can sneak one in before he goes over to the Eels, where he's probably going to lose some more. Unless that incoming coach can turn it around. Maybe he'll regret it. Who knows? He won't know till he's get there. But that's all I've got for this game. That $10 bet there on that little multi gets you a return of $360. Sharks to win comfortably, lock their spot up in the 4. The Dragons, I think, will hold on to the 8 just because I think the Dolphins will keep losing. Then as far as I can see, I think the top 8's a lock. But that's all I've got for that game. Do any of the other boys got anything to say? What are your betting lines for this one?
I don't know. I didn't really know what to think of the Sharks game last week. They get Trindle back. I quite like it, so I'm going to go Sharks 1 to 12. Just because I think, there's some real. I feel like there's like the Shane Flanagan rivalry as well, like with both these teams. So yeah, I think it's going to be quite a good game, even though it is the Dragons off week. I think it'll still be relatively close, and I've gone 1 to 12.
I've got Sharks 1 to 12, paying out $3. I wasn't convinced last week from the Sharks' performance versus the Knights, and you can't convince me that they'll be much stronger this week. Still, like you say, waiting on Nico Hines to make his triumphant return. Let's take a quick look. How far out is he? Let's double click Sharks. Nico Hines is next week. Next week he's due back. They'll be, what's the word? Eagerly waiting the return of their Prince Nico. And I think, him returning to the side is going to do wonders for the Sharks team. That about wraps up our predictions for this week at the Iwi. So, before we jump into our big plays and paydays, I just want to give a huge shout out to you guys. Thank you all so much for listening from all around the world, to our fans in the United States of America, in Germany, Australia, China, Russia. There's one that's blanked out. It just says other. So wherever you're inconspicuously listening from, my friend, it might even be North Korea. I don't know what kind of privacy settings they have over there. But, it might be one of those kind of spaces. Thank you all so much. Also, I'm really lobbying for some Dominicans and some Puerto Ricans to start listening to our show. Do they just come under America? I'm wondering if our American fans can just tap in, let us know. Be greatly appreciated. Also, I just want to take time to say, please do comment. We want to bring back our comment section called Part-Time Mai, which means ask us a question. And we will read them out live and get our unexpert opinions. Is that the word? Unexpert?
It is now.
It
is now.
Our unexpert opinions. Bro, my vocabulary, my English is so bad. You would not have expected me to have graduated university in a manner in which I did. I got first class honors. No one would tell.
Yeah,
but it's because you got Microsoft Word and you can just right click and spell check and all that kind of thing. It's easy. It's easy. I would have failed back in the 90s when you had books to read. You couldn't just Google Scholar that ish. You know what I mean? Would have struggled, whānau. The practice run will be non-existent. Anyway, heading over to big plays and paydays. Funnily enough, brought to you guys by Google Scholar. Shout out to Google Scholar for not sponsoring this video. Head over to scholar.google.com when you can research articles for all your academic needs, ladies and gentlemen. Is your PG Dip on there too? Can you Google Scholar it?
I'm actually not sure. I don't even think I've ever checked it.
I might have a look, I might just double check it. I might Google Scholar. Let's just type in Tukorangi Pini.
I want to say no. I don't know why it would be.
I mean, who knows? Let's find out. I don't think so. I don't think this is you. Oh, whoa, you are.
Oh.
Did you do something with a Rebecca Wilson?
Oh yeah, that was for dance.
Oh, look at you.
Oh, what a guy.
And there's another one in 2014. Whakaahua coming to form. Gentle Toy and one male dance student, Tukurangi Pini. Yeah. Look at you. Chris Brown. Let's Google Scholar Rawiri. I think there is one of me, but it's that latest Te Koronga one. Yeah, Teneu Te Koronga. I'm in that one.
Yeah.
I'm a contributor, G. You can cite me. It's Cunningham, Mita, Roditi, Hanara, Burton, Ratahi, and Parata. Yeah. I'm a etel. Yeah.
Fucking etel even.
That's so depressing, eh? You work as an academic just to become an etel. Yeah, man. You put all this hours into your paper just to be Cunningham etel 2023. Arch. But anyway, that is Google Scholar bringing us today's practice runs, big plays and paydays. Who wants to go first with a big play?
Yeah, I don't mind kicking us off.
All right.
So we'll see how we go. Look, I've just gone with head-to-head and margins here. Simple $10 bet there. This, if it hits, then we got more than enough money to get us, all three of us, to Melbourne. Book the whole fucking hotel and the limo. We own. But I've gone with Manly to win 13 plus. My Bulldogs to win between 1 to 12. The Eels 1 to 12. Penrith 1 to 12. Melbourne. Fuck, is there anyone that I didn't do not 1 to 12? It would seem not. So the Storm 1 to 12. Knights 1 to 12. Roosters 1 to 12. The Sharks 1 to 12. That $10 bet gets you a return of a little over $60,000, $62,414.62. Not bad. That's because I'm predicting that these teams will not smoke each other, which I'm hoping there'll be close games, except for Manly Sea Eagles, because it's the Tigers. On to the next person.
He's just astonished. Astonished.
It's so rude. It's so rude is what it is. Yeah, so I've gone two different multis here. I've gone the multis for the games that I've done. So I've got a multi for Manly, Tigers, for Panthers, Raiders, and for Roosters, Titans. All right, so in this, I've got Manly 13 plus, Turbo to score, Hopewadi to score, Saab to score 2+ tries, and also Saab to be the first, second, or third try scorer. That comes out at $21.22. So chuck $10 on it. You make back what, 210. The next one, it's the way I've done it is I've actually combined them all together, but I'll give you the individual odds as well. I went a little bit safer on this one. I've gone the Panthers -7.5, which is the line I tipped them on, and Dylan Edwards to score. That came out at $2.89. I did have a look at what you said, Raul, which was Casey to score. Oh, sorry, McLean to score more tries than Chris Seb. Sebastian Chris.
Yeah.
One of the two.
One
of the two.
Seb Chris.
I don't know. It's one of the two. Bloody two.
We'll call him Crispy Seb.
And then for the Roosters, I've got the Roosters line, which is the Roosters -15.5. Teddy anytime try scorer. Dom Young to score more tries than Jojo Fafita. And then I've also got Dom Young and Daniel Tupou combined 3+ try scorers. That came out at $7.73. However, if you combine them all together, it pays out at $4.74. So if you put $10 on it, you get back $4,740. Yeah. And then my other one, which was just kind of, every game. Tab, which is where I did all this through. Olakuatu plus the Sea Eagles to win 20+ has been boosted up to $5.50. I like that because I do think it's going to be a blowout. I've got Luke Metcalf to score. I've got McLean to score. I've got Warbrick to score. And I've got Teddy to score. That comes out to be $132. Oh, sorry. It pays out at 132 to 1. So chuck $10 on it. That's $1,320 back. I've added Tui Pelotu from the Dragons to score. If you like that and you think that's going to happen, that then comes out at what is basically 271 to 1. So chuck $10 on that, you get back 2,700. But yeah, so those are my bits of the week. What have you got?
Nice, brother. Nice. Look, ladies and gentlemen, you know me. You know I swing for the motherfucking fences. I'll just go through, if you haven't been tracking, what I've been calling after every game. So I went Manly 13+, Warriors 1-12, Broncos 13+, Panthers 13+, Storm 1-12, Newcastle 13+, Roosters 13+, Sharks 1-12. $10 on that pays out $12,797. But my real Hail Mary, my big play, which hopefully pays out a good payday, $1. Okay, we've got anytime try scorers only. Tom Trbojevic, Sean Johnson, Katoni Staggs, Casey McLean, Jack Howarth, Kalen Ponga, Joey Manu, Zach Lomax, Tamika Upton, Mackenzie Wiki, Tiana Davison. She's a Taranaki girl, so she got put on the list. Stacey Walker and Tyler King. So there's kind of a theme for the NRLW players on here, except for Tamika Upton. But they're all from Aotearoa. All of these Kiwi wahine. So shout out to them. $1 pays out $149,409.62. That is for all of these players to hit. So ladies and gentlemen, like I said, when we say big plays and paydays, I'm not talking about no $1,000 payout. I'm talking about a real payday. That money. Yeah, that money. Yeah. Hey. So that is big plays and paydays. Ladies and gentlemen, we did forget to tell you what team I will be rebuilding on Tuesday's GM mode, and that team has been gifted to me by the Sam Tarangi. So, Sam, why don't you tell them what team I got this coming week?
I went through a lot of different exercises for who to give, and then I thought, well, this is someone who actually never kind of came to mind, and I feel like they have a lot of interesting pieces. I've given you the Titans.
Hey, let's go, let's go. You know what's a funny thing about this Titans is like I've always been a Broncos fan through and through, but I was like a little bit of a Titans fan, like how I am this season with the Dragons when they had that run with Mark Minicello, Luke Bailey, Scotty Prince, Matt Rogers, Will Zillman, Preston Campbell, Kevin Gordon, David Mead. Who else did they have? They had Nathan Friend on that team as well. So there was some Greg Bird, Ashley Harrison. So there was some high profile players at the end of their careers playing for the Titans, and they were sponsored by Adidas back then too. So the kit looked pretty sick. So that was why I was a big fan of not a big fan, but like I was a fan of the Titans back in the day. So it's going to be fun rebuilding the Gold Coast Titans. If there was any place in Australia that I would live, probably be the Gold Coast, to be honest, because it's just like a hot New Zealand. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But I think that about is close to wrapping us up, ladies and gentlemen. You will notice that 2 is back. That means I'm not closing the show out anymore. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Sam, do you have any final words before I wrap up my piece and hand over to 2 for the final word?
Nah.
Safe. Man, a few
thanks for
words.
listening. Thanks for listening. Shout out to 99 Dreams. Yeah, tune in next week, I guess.
For someone that waffles on so much in other categories that we're in, like just if you see what was it last Tuesday's episode, brother just goes on tangents. He didn't even get through his 1 to 17 in his GM mode, and he can't even wrap up an episode. My guy, work on it. Humble beginnings. Look, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we appreciate your guys' support near and far. We're so grateful to be able to do this, and for you guys to continue listening to us blabber on. Even though I think none of us speak a lot of the languages that you guys are listening in, I appreciate you listening. If you're trying to learn English from this podcast, yeah, just I don't know. I come up with words like, what is it? Underassumed. Because
yes, there was a staple, underassumed. Yes.
What does it even mean again? Like I was underassumed. Like you can't understand.
I can't remember the actual word now.
Underassumed.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't underassume a team. Can't perform.
Underestimate?
Yeah.
I knew the context for this word.
Underassume.
Yeah, underassumed is like it's not a word for you. It's like I said, just my English is horrible. But yeah, no, we thank you for your time, and like Sam said, shout out to 99 Dreams for supporting us on this venture. If you want to cop and support the co-papa, head over to 99dreams.co.nz and pick up some gears. We got a little bit of hoodies left over. We got some baseball jerseys and a few hats left. So if you want to support the co-papa and you want us to wear a different color hat next season, then buy something and then we can afford to get another drop. So, sure. Otherwise, that's me, man. See you later. I've really had some fun. See you later. It's time for me to run. Over to you, 2, for the final word.
Yes, it's been a while since I've been here and done this, even though I've only been gone for, about 3 or 4 episodes. It does feel like a lifetime, but good to be back. Getting back into the flow of it. For those that have been following us from the start, as always, we really do appreciate it, whether you're near or far. For those who have just joined us, welcome to the Practice Squad, where we are a community where we just love to get together, talk about this game that we enjoy in NRL, that being rugby league. In the future, it might turn into something more than that, but for now, we just keep it simple. But yeah, no, it's pretty much it, man. What was I going to say? There's 3 of us now, so we're probably going to go through some more teething stage. If you're with us from the beginning, you'll know how that started. Just bear with us, Whānau. We'll get there. We'll get there to where it's a smooth product, where these episodes go nice and quick, we'll get to our points. But hey, sometimes it's more about the journey than the destination. So welcome and jump on us along this journey. We're pleased to have you here. But other than that, I might just stop it there. We will see you next Tuesday, next week, for more episodes. But until then, Whānau, stay safe. Cheer to the chur, mā te wā.